Good morning, everybody.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. It's the second Monday and
Wednesday, perhaps?
second Wednesday. Second Wednesday in what month are we in? September. Wow, things are rocking. Busy.
And rolling.
And rolling. So anyway, so we're going to get started. I know there's at least 10 people that are going to be here. They're late, so whatever. We're starting at 9, so we're going to go. At any rate, good morning. We've got. Oops, my thing's not working. Technological difficulties. Oh, okay, there we go. We have food. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
What's your last name?
I'm Clinton.
Amy is with Cutco.
Yeah.
Most of you have probably already seen Amy's presentation at one form or another. Give me one of those knives here real fast. Since Amy's not allowed to talk, because she's substituting her video with, or talk with her video, but at any rate, most of you guys have seen this stuff. I actually used to use these years and years ago.
Okay, here, we've got a new one.
Nope. Lifetime guarantee, no cuts, no nicks, whatever. And anyway, we're going to give Amy a couple minutes to talk about her stuff as some closing gifts. However, you have a video you wanted to play?
Yeah, well,
It's queued up?
yeah, it should be there. It's a video.
Okay. Let's see if we can find it.
Guys, isn't it really quick? Am I really not allowed to talk?
No, I'm just kidding. You want to play the video first, though, don't you?
I'll just say, I'm Amy, you guys. I'm here on behalf of Adam Sobieski and Andy Burton. You guys are probably familiar with Andy with Cutco Closing Gifts. We've been around since 1949, 8 years ago. They developed our division of the company, Cutco Closing Gifts, and we're now the largest closing gift company in North America. So we do this for thousands of realtors and loan offices across the nation. We just sponsored Gen Blue for you guys out in Palm Springs. Cool stuff, and I have a nice little commercial for you guys to check out. And I'll explain how to order. Oh, really?
Ingrid broke it. Ingrid doesn't know how to use a Mac very well.
Don't pick on Ingrid, okay?
Picking on Ingrid.
I just had got it?
Yeah, do you want to give me the number again?
Yeah, definitely.
How long is
Oh,
it?
right here. It's 2 minutes.
Oh, she found
Okay,
it.
cool.
Has it got audio? Or is there audio? Okay, I'll put the
Turn it
speaker
up
on
on
here.
the computer. You're good to go.
Thank you for the bagels.
Of course. Got the good kind. The good cream cheese.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes and 20 seconds worth.
Hi, I'm Adam, independent distributor for Cutco Closing Gifts. What are Cutco Closing Gifts? Well, they're not. Random with your info at the closing gift. So, I know what you're thinking. Why not? Well, why not? What do you give your clients? Gift baskets or braids? For a week, gift cards for home improvement are nice. For one purchase, and wine? Wine's fun. For a night, if plants are here today, dead tomorrow. If puppies, well, puppies are awesome. But not as a closing gift. Solution? Cutco. Why Cutco? Cutco is sharp. Hiya. Made in America since 1949 and backed by our Forever Guarantee, which means your clients will see your name every single day for the rest of their lives. Now that's free. So what's the most used room in the home? In my house, it's the bedroom. Because I'm a young guy and I need my sleep, but usually it's the kitchen. And because we have our red and white handles, your gift becomes a natural conversation piece where their friends and family are hanging out. And also, our gifts are 100% tax deductible as advertising because your info is engraved right on the product itself. So stop shopping for presents for your clients and get a system in place. We ship you a supply of gifts up front, so all you have to do is grab a gift and off you go. And since every client eats food every single day and every house has a kitchen,
me of the Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah,
guy.
that's
Is
where
that what they
that's-
modeled it on?
that's- yeah,
Have you guys seen the Dollar Shave Club ad? It's the best television commercial on the planet.
That's what we totally
It's,
modeled
it's,
it
it's,
after.
it's rocking.
Hey, well, so really quick, I passed out these little flyers for you guys. So the way the program works is we get you a 5-month supply of gifts. So whatever you think you would need between now and January, believe it or not, we send it to you in one box and we bill you interest free over 5 months. So let's say you just think you need, you do one transaction a month, you need one gift a month. You'd order 5 gifts. You pay for one today, but you get all 5 up front and we bill you interest free over 5 months. And then we have bulk discounts that start at just 2 gifts a month. So the gifts range anywhere from $60 to $200, which is what you all spend on your closing gifts anyway, so it's not really a new expense. And what I do for you, if you guys do want to get your gift order going today, is I'm going to give you $100 of free Cutco with your order for yourself, as just like a little thank you present from me for ordering today while I'm at your office versus me trying to track you down from your business card a little bit later on. So these are the order forms. If you need one, just let me know. Otherwise, I think I got everyone. And
Thank you,
thanks,
Amy.
ladies. I'm going to pass the gifts around. too,
Who's
so you can
spending
check them out.
$50 to $200 on a closing gift?
I hope so.
4 or 5 of you? All right. So a few of you guys are using these already, aren't you? Didn't Williams use them?
Yeah, if you guys.
All right. This Cutco's been around forever. I can remember literally 25 years ago, I think, when I got into business, Amy came and did a presentation at my office
Oh,
in
yeah.
Cerritos a little while ago. But at any rate, pass your stuff around. If you're interested, see Amy after the meeting. She'll be. You gonna hang around a little bit?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so you can hang around.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Amy, and thank you for the bagels and cream cheese and all the rest of that good stuff. Okay. A drum roll, please. Somebody just randomly said maybe Dwayne would serve as a sales manager at the last meeting when Mike quit. Where's Mike? We haven't seen Mike since he quit. He's been working so hard.
He's gone on holiday since he's no
No,
longer
he's
sales
working.
manager.
At any rate, I don't think this is probably, we got a lot of bad kept secrets, or not very well kept secrets in this office, but at any rate, Dwayne and I have actually been talking about doing something for probably 2 years, year and a half, been a long time. So at any rate, so here we are. So Dwayne's gonna roll the dice on helping us out here in Moreno Valley, just to kind of define the relationship. I'm gonna be spending, until we get our situation in Redlands a little straightened out, I'm gonna be spending probably about 50% of my time in Redlands and about 50% of my time over here. So Dwayne and I are gonna kind of share the hat, so to speak. We'll work out a little bit of a schedule, so when I'm here, when I'm not here, he's here. When he's not here, I'll be here. So there'll at least always be, and hopefully, at least in theory, somebody on the floor if you run into a big problem. Otherwise, you can call either one of us. I will still be available, kind of like the same thing we had when Mike was around. But anyway, we're gonna baptize him by fire. And I've already showed him gold mine and a bunch of beautiful reports, and he's so excited. Dwayne, you wanna say hello? Just nobody knows Dwayne.
I'm here for you. Call me anytime. I'm usually physically here every morning, 8 or 9 to 1 or 2 o'clock. You pretty much guaranteed that if you need to come in and physically see me. Otherwise, call me, text me, or whatever, and I'll be available.
Well, there you go.
Very good.
At any rate, we'll share some of the responsibilities of the sales meetings and stuff, but we just kind of formalize this. Actually, we've been formalizing this for a very, very long time. So now we finally formalized it. So we'll see what happens 3 months from now. Anyway, Dwayne, we've talked about this long enough he knows what he's in for. So at any rate, I'm excited. So welcome, Dwayne. Welcome, I guess. It sounds kind of weird saying that because I've known you for so long, you've been here for so long. Okay, so we got a couple new bodies in the office. These all were not hired since the last sales meeting, but I just went through this morning just to kind of give you a little bit of picture of what's been going on in the offices. I don't know how many people that is, and I think I've missed a couple. Matter of fact, I know that I missed a couple because thank God those people aren't here right now because I would be embarrassed. But at any rate, we've, Ingrid, frankly, and her team with Kristen. I don't know if you guys have met Kristen, but we got a new recruiter in Redlands, who is pretty much full-time and doing the same thing Ingrid's been doing. So we're at it. And I think everybody should be encouraged by this because if for no other reason, people are excited about real estate, okay? Recruiting into a real estate office, whether it's a brand new person or someone switching an office, a year ago or 2 years ago was almost impossible. So the fact that people want to get into this business today should make all of us happy. So I know it wasn't that long ago, certainly before I owned an office, when I would kind of roll my eyes when I'd see brand new people come into the business. Everybody gets in when the market's good, right? And well, the market's getting better. So at any rate, specifically in this office, I'm looking. Is Erin? I haven't seen Erin. I don't think she can get in the morning, so she's not here. Where's Gabriella? She's sitting over there. Would you like to
Hi.
introduce Gabby Stevens, since you guys have kind of teamed up a little bit, or?
Gabby, anything?
Okay. All right. Well, Gabby is joining us and going to be working with Steven on his team. He's conquering the world over there. So, is there somebody else over there that I missed that I needed to put on the list?
Christina.
No? Well, I haven't got to Christina yet. Hi, Christina. Christina's brand new. She just joined us in Redlands Friday. So, welcome to Moreno Valley. Is this your first time over the hill? No, you've been on this side before. Okay, I always ask that with the folks in Redlands. You never know. Sometimes I don't want to come through the canyon. So, anyway, Christina's just joining us from Redlands. And by the way, if you're looking at that last name, yes, she's related to Papadakis, No Petro Money Show. So for you sports fans, you might want to say hi to Christina. No, you're not a sports fan?
I'm not.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Well, I told her, I said, what a great last name. If I have a last name like that, that's a huge marketing piece. It is. It's instantly recognizable. It's easy to pronounce. It's kind of unique. So I would leverage that till the end. So at any rate, welcome Christina and Gabby and Ingrid. So, all right. Some of these slides are getting a little old, so I'm just going to take a minute because there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about today. I'll just say it. I won't say it one more time. I will say it again. Get yourself a YouTube channel. Who does not have a YouTube channel? Everybody else has one? Nonsense. Go get yourself a YouTube channel. You need to start shooting some videos. Chris sent me one of the best videos I've ever seen last night. The music, the graphics, perfect. Borderline pornography, but some of that music goes
Dancing?
down, but I loved it. It was great. At first I'm like, I don't know so much. The more I thought about it, I said, this is a winner. I've got to use that one. Anyway, get yourself a YouTube channel. Please like us on Facebook. What are our likes now in the office?
Oh, I don't know.
25% of our agents. 25% of our agents like us on Facebook. I'm going to continue to put this on the screen and talk about it until we have 100% of our agents, or at least 100. I wouldn't be so upset with it if 100% of our agents that used Facebook liked us on Facebook. But I know for a fact there's a lot of people that are agents in this office that use Facebook that haven't taken the 2 seconds it takes to like our page, so please do that. Same thing with Twitter and Instagram. Monthly sales awards. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Everybody sitting down? Stephen Amaya, selling agent for August, and Stephen Amaya, listing agent for August. You gonna come down, or you just gonna
Come on down.
want to send a representative or anything like that? No, Christina, why don't you come up here and grab these for Stephen? No? Oh, he decided to come on down anyway? Anyway, Stephen's setting the world on fire. So, I gotta tell you, it was a little bit closer this month than last. Congratulations, brother. All right. So, I don't know, I'm inclined to offer a bounty on Stephen. You know, the next person to knock him off, maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do something special, maybe a cash reward or something like that. It's kind of getting kind of old. I think it's like 4 months in a row. So, come up with something creative to see what we can do to give Stephen a little bit of a challenge. So, anyway, congratulations, brother. Good job. We got a few birthdays. Drew's birthday was yesterday, by the way. If you saw him, you can say hello. I think there's a picture of a booking photo on his desk that you guys might all want to take a look at before the end of the day. I'm only half kidding. Haven't seen Al in a while, but his birthday's this month. And Edelina, who's Edelina? Is she new?
Haven't seen her in a while either, right?
Okay, well, maybe we need to start taking the list, the new hires and then the disappears. And then Muhammad. Where's Muhammad? I saw Muhammad here.
Right over
There
there.
you are. Happy birthday, Muhammad. You're coming up too. So, at any rate, happy birthday, guys. We do have a couple of anniversaries. Shauna and Bertha and Tiffany. You in the house? You got the anniversary? Yeah.
Stand up, Tiff.
Happy anniversary, 6 years. No? All right. 6 years of property management.
Wow.
Right? Yeah, you're gonna get a new iPhone watch when they come out. So we'll start giving those out for anniversary gifts. Huh? Anyway, hi Tiffany. Happy anniversary. Okay, we're gonna do some quick market data stuff. I don't know if Stacy's pulled this up. I'll do the same thing I did last month with you guys. What do you feel? Numbers for August, better, worse, the same? Feeling anybody want to stick their neck out on a limb a little bit and
Get it chopped off.
tell me what you're thinking? Someone's, I heard, dropped off. Anybody else got an opinion? Nobody? Okay, well let's do, this is CRMLS median price. And the winner is higher. Higher. Okay, let me blow this up just a little bit. If you were thinking that median price had stabilized, again, this is CRMLS. Well, this is a nice chart, but this is a nice little uptick to what's the price? Let me find what the actual number is. The median sales price in CRMLS was $390,000. Up from 380, it had been $380,000 for the prior 3 months. So we were kind of flat, and then we jumped. Not bad, okay? So who's working expired listings? Be honest, not that you've done it once. Who's worked expired listings 3 days a week for the last month?
No, I haven't done that.
One of you. There's your bounty right there. Get him. There's 7,329 expired listings last month, guys. On standing inventory of 58,000 properties. By my calculations, that's, who's the mathematician? 12%? That sound about right? About 12%, 13%? Of all the listings taken that were on the market expired last month. Now, I don't know how many of those were relisted, but I think the number's a lot. And to put that in perspective, that is the highest number in the last 2 years. As far as this chart goes back, it's probably the highest number in the last 10. Okay? Because there wasn't a lot of expired listings in 2011 or 2010 or 09, right? 7,000 expired listings last month. You guys gotta work them. So at any rate, you should be pretty happy with those prices. If you're not, I'm not sure why you wouldn't be. And then the supply and demand chart, it's maybe not quite as exciting, but it's certainly not bad. It's not bad at all. Let's look at the actual numbers. Okay, inventory dipped a little bit. Kind of surprised me, but not necessarily. Total inventory is 58,000 last month, August 31st. Down a little bit from 59.1, down about 1,000 units list-wise. That's why I asked how was the market. Well, we sold more properties. Again, we sold more properties. It's the highest number of units sold for the year, 12,391 properties in escrow. Not bad. When we did the August sales meeting, I think we talked about this a little bit. It seemed as though July was a little bit slower than we would have liked. And I think maybe the first week of August was probably a little bit slower than we would have liked. But it seems like the last 30 days, from maybe the second week of August through till now, which is a little surprising because normally you get a little bit of a pullback, kids go back to school and summer's kind of over. It doesn't appear to be happening, which is a good thing. That's good for us. I mean, we're seeing numbers, we're seeing some decent numbers. So at any rate, you got about 12,000 units under contract. We did pull back a little bit on the sales, although that number is going to change because we're lazy. There's a lot of stuff that closed in August 31st or 29th or whatever it happens to be that agents still haven't fixed. So that number will go up a little bit. But the exciting one is these expireds, guys. Go out and grab the expireds. They're there. So anybody got any thoughts on that? Any analysis? Nothing? Are we awake? No? Okay, this is Moval, just in case you just wanted to get a little bit better shot on Moreno Valley. The numbers are basically similar to what we just saw. The median right now in Moval is, median sold is 240. It did pull back a little bit in August, but it was 240 in July. Excuse me, this is June. 240 in June, a little bit back in August, back to 240. So we are still at least a 2-year high in property values wise. So if you're not using this stuff on a marketing piece, I don't know why. We did this in Redlands the other day. The agents in Redlands were like, oh my God, the year-over-year appreciation in Redlands, I think was 16% or something like that.
I just want to know if you could give an example of how working the expired, because, you know, it's a such a situation, some agents they call before, the day or so before it expires, or other.
Well, you know what, we do a whole class on expireds. I think it's already on the website. Maybe we'll move our schedule around and we'll do it a little bit sooner since we keep talking about it. But I'll give you my 90-second expired listing pitch, okay? You can't contact them before. And in many cases, you can't contact them, number one, you can't contact them, there's rules against that. But kind of hard to contact them before anyway because you don't have a crystal ball and you don't know when are they gonna expire. In theory, you could kind of try to time things, how many properties have been on the market for 90 days or 120 days thinking it's a 90-day listing or 4-month listing. But at any rate, it's simple. Every day, you run your hot sheet. I would suggest you do it early. Earlier the better. Don't run hot sheets at 7 p.m. and try to contact those people. You want to run your hot sheets as first thing in the morning when you get up. Isolate your area. You know, if you only want to do Moreno Valley, fine. You doing just Moreno Valley?
Yeah.
How many expireds a day are coming up? Are you doing every day or 2-3 days a week?
I'm
Or,
seeing about, on average, about 5 that can be relisted.
well, how many total though? How many show expired?
About 35 a month.
Yeah.
About 35 a month? Okay,
Yes.
35 a month. Okay, so let's just, well, that's only 1 or 2 a day, but it doesn't matter what it is. But if there's only 3 or 4 or 5 a day that are coming up in your territory, I would suggest you need a bigger territory. I'll be able to expand to Riverside or Corona or whatever. I mean, there's 7,500 that expired in the MLS. So now you run your list.
7329.
7329. You run your list. Most of them have 0 phone numbers on them. Matter of fact, I would say all of them have 0 phone numbers on them. So this is where it takes a little bit of work. If you're going to mail to them, that's easy. You have your stack of postcards. I used to send letters. I'd send letters, which I think you still should be sending letters. I sent a very basic, well, actually I sent a more elaborate letter, but we'll get into that in the expired class. But I would send a letter that basically said, your listing has expired. If you're still interested in selling your house, please contact me. This is what I do, blah, 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 blah. Very simple, okay? And I'd mail it to everybody that expired. A little bit easier that way because if they're owner-occupants, you know it's getting to them. If they're not owner-occupants, again, you got to do a little bit of research because now you're sending a letter either to a vacant house, which may or may not get forwarded to the owner, or you're sending a letter to a tenant who was probably just going to throw your 70-cent marketing piece in the trash. So you got to be a little bit, you just can't just go do this blindly. You got to have a plan. So the letters are easy. Knocking doors, in my opinion, is best practice, okay? So you go out and you start knocking doors. Again, it takes a little bit of research. You're going to waste some time. You're going to run into some vacant properties. You're going to run into properties that are occupied by tenants. If they're vacant, make your notes, send the letter, try to get a phone number. If they're occupied by tenants, then sort of try to see if they want to buy. Who went door knocking with me 2-3 years ago? We knocked on 6 or 7 doors. One of them was a tenant, and they turned into a buyer. Anybody in this room was with me when we did that? Well, you were. Thank you. I'm not lying, right? We went out. I think we knocked. Where did we knock on? 6 doors.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember I'll lie a little bit, but try to keep me somewhat honest. At least with this particular one, it was a tenant. I don't remember what their grievance was, but they were thinking about moving, and they said I wanted to buy. You got to engage. So there, you knock on the doors, and then obviously, what everybody wants to do is try to be a little bit more efficient. We want to call them. Calling them is a little harder. However, how much am I spending on Haynes every month? $500? When's the last time, raise your hand if you've logged into the Haynes directory more than once in the last 30 days. 4 of you, okay? If you want to get phone numbers, it takes some work, but you can take the addresses of the properties that expired, you can plug them into the Haynes crisscross directory, and it will return a result to you, and that result will have a bunch of information, but one of the pieces of information it may have is a phone number. It's also scrubbed on the do not call list. If they're on the do not call list, do we even turn the tape on?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
on.
well, leave it on, but if they're on the do not call list, I call them anyway. Okay? They're expires. So if you get those phone numbers, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. This is Lance with Global Banker Town and Country. I see your property has expired from the multiple listing service today. I'm just calling this morning to see if you are still interested in selling it. Yes, no, whatever it happens to be. If it's a yes or a no, you respond accordingly. And a no doesn't mean, okay, thank you, goodbye. Okay, it might mean thank you, goodbye, and then you fall, then you're on their doorstep 4 hours later, or in the evening, or whatever it happens to be. But anyway, we do a 2-hour class on expired listings, all right? But let me give you an easy one, so you don't have to be, let's not substitute the good for the perfect, is that how that goes? Or even the bad for the perfect. Run the list, go out and knock on some doors. God forbid you run into somebody who owns a house. If you don't, you run into the neighbor, or you run into a tenant. And then it's also great practice. I was telling, by the way, I forgot to introduce a couple of our other new guys. Haas, say hello.
How's it going, guys?
John, where'd John go?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Our visual guy.
Welcome, guys.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Haas and John.
John and Haas, how's it going?
Austin Pepper.
John just got his license a week or so ago. He's just waiting for the paperwork to come back to the
Yeah,
area. He's
yeah.
going to be joining us. And Haas is going to be taking his test here, hopefully in the next month or so. I don't want to overstate this. I think this is the new face of real estate. Real estate is getting younger, guys. Us old guys with gray hair, Steve, I'm sorry, man, we're done. I mean, Lord. I want Mike too.
Very confident,
Why?
Lance, thank you.
I didn't put you in the categories, me and Steve. You're young at heart. Right? But you still are. So we're looking for your third
He has some
line.
gray hair too.
Anyway, in all honesty, this business is getting younger. When I first got in the business, I was their age. It was a huge handicap. People that were selling their houses and buying houses, frankly, didn't really want to work with young people. I think it is the exact opposite now. I think the older, more established crowd, to be honest with you, would prefer to work with a 20 or 30-something as opposed to a 48-year-old guy with gray hair. So for those of us that are in that category, you better sharpen your skills, especially technologically wise, or these guys are going to run us over. So.
And ask for advice because of wisdom.
Yeah,
You guys.
ask for advice on their way to the bank. So, at any rate,
Bone yard, right, Steve?
I don't know where I was with this. Getting back to expired work. Oh, I was telling these guys, just go out and knock on doors, man. Just go out and knock on some doors that are expired. Some of it's not going to be productive. Some of it will. God forbid. So, at any rate, if you're interested in doing expireds, we're going to talk about the training schedule here. It'll be for 2 minutes later in the meeting, but maybe we'll move that expired class up a little bit. So, what's that? Oh, and also if you need some help with the Haynes Crisscross Director, we are doing a class on that on the 18th. But that's 10 days from now. Don't wait till the 18th. If you're interested, just log on. You cannot break the program. I don't know what the log on in is. Ask Ingrid, ask Stacy. It's on the wall. It's on the portal. Log in, play with it. If you play with it for more than 5 minutes and you haven't figured it out, to be honest with you, the training I'm going to do is not going to help you. Right?
Pretty much.
Right, Felicia?
Yeah. Pretty straightforward.
That's Misty, by the way. Okay. All right. So, anybody got any other thoughts on the market? Are you guys? Is it feeling? I'll tell you. I don't want to poison it, but I think you've already kind of got my opinion. I'm pretty excited. Summer's been busy. The offices are busy. It seems like most of the agents that I'm talking to that are engaged are busy, using words like swamped, and I'm overwhelmed. And I can't believe it. I'm pretty excited. I couldn't have said that last September. What happened last September, guys? Anybody? Hello?
Market went into a crash dive.
Yeah. It was like we just hit a pile of marshmallows, man. And frankly, October wasn't any better, and November and December. It was a tough fourth quarter last year, so I'm pretty excited. I think we all should be pretty excited. Okay, let's talk about song. We're going to get out of here on time. There's a few other things we want to chat about. I mentioned this at the last thing. I just put this thing. I asked Stacy to put it up. I'm still using my email app. I dig it. It is $10 a month, at least for the features I'm using. If you guys want to, I thought I would never leave the iPhone's visual voicemail thing. I thought that was the best thing in the world. I'm now a month and a half into using this, or at least a month into using this. I dig it. I can't live without it. So at any rate, just check it out. Anybody else use it? I know Steven's using it. Anybody else? Eric, you like it?
Mhm.
Like it as much as I do, or am I overplaying it?
People love it when they call too.
Yeah.
They're like, what the?
It is a little weird. In the very beginning, I had a lot of people come and say, hey, I left my voice. What are you doing? I'm going to email, or...
Well, then I have people like, I'm not sure if you got my voicemail because it's weird.
Right. Well, another thing that I find is that it has like, if your message comes on, it says, hey, this is Eric Fisher, yada, yada, yada. But it also has a little tagline in there that says your voicemail is being transcribed, speak slowly and clearly. So I get a lot of people right now. Lance, this is John. This is kind of funny, but at least I hear the messages better. The best part for me is, this drives me nuts. Ingrid calls me from the office number, but she doesn't, and the caller ID is the office number. But she says, oh, call me on my cell, I'm driving. And I want to be able to press, redial the office number that you called me from, but with the visual voicemail thing, or with the U-mail, when she says call me at 951-313-2167, it's transcribed in the message, and I just push that, and it calls her at that number. It sounds silly, but it's probably saved me like an hour in the last month. Just being to be able to call people back faster, and I love it. And I'm not getting paid to say it, so good stuff. Okay, this is where I wanted to spend a little bit of time before we wrap up the meeting. A few of you, this is good news, thank you very much. But a few of you are continuing to use SkySlope. We are done with SkySlope as of September 1st. So if you didn't get the email or the voicemail or the message, that's fine. If you have something that you've recently put into SkySlope, no harm, no foul. SkySlope will probably be in our world at least for another 2 or 3 months. However, we're transitioning away from SkySlope. It's a soft transition, but in my world the transition happened on September 1st. Okay? Our new transaction management platform is Loading Docs. It says Lone Wolf up here in the corner, but it's called Loading Docs. You guys don't even have to worry about the name. Just go into the portal and it's going to be there. So, starting, and who is this the first time you've ever heard this? That's been here for more than a meeting or two. Okay, so everybody's at least heard this once? Okay, then this is how I need you guys to start getting us your paperwork. If you took a listing or opened a contract, got a contract accepted, at any point from today, or actually from September 1st forward, all I need you to do is either, this one's not, did we set this one up yet, Ingrid?
It's in the progress.
Yeah, okay, does Brian know about it?
Yes.
Okay.
Already set
Right now, this one's not set up, but the scanner on the other side of the room is set up. Who has scanned something to the working folder before? Okay, a few of you. Okay, well, if you've never scanned anything to the working folder, the learning curve is about 10 seconds. I have a listing agreement. I walk up to the scanner. I swipe my fob. I put the paperwork in there. I click scan. I hit the folder button. And on the folders, there's a bunch of folders. Actually, not a bunch. There's 3 or 4 folders there.
Yeah.
One of them says Loading Docs. Okay? I press the Loading Docs button. I press start. My stuff gets scanned. I walk away. That's it. Okay? What that does is that now has taken your listing agreement or whatever you sent in. It's basically put it into our cloud, and our Loading Docs administrator is now going to take your listing agreement and upload it to the checklist for you in Loading Docs. You will not have to upload your stuff like you're currently doing in SkySlope. We will do it for you. Okay? The second way, by the way, if you want to load your own stuff, and I know there's a few of you, Debbie, for example, Damaris wants to do her own stuff, that's fine. You can. So if you fall into that category where you're just super anal over your files and you want to do your own files, you can do your own files. Okay? Not necessary though. If that's too difficult, then you can email it to us. And I would venture that probably at least 50 to 70% of the stuff that you're going to want to get to us, you're going to want to email. And the reason I'm thinking that is the buyer's agent or the seller or somebody emails you an email that says, hey, here's a fully executed transfer disclosure. There's a PDF of the TDS on there. You can take that email, you can forward it to loadingdocs@cbtownandcountry.com. You do not have to print it out and then go over to the scanner. You can if you want, but that seems a little silly. So if you know you've got a fully executed contract in the form of an email, or if you just want to, instead of going to the scanner, if you want to email your documents to us, either way. So the Loading Docs folder on the scanner, or loadingdocs@cbtownandcountry.com, and you can get us your stuff. If both of those are too hard for you, there is a third option, which I think we'll see how this works, but Dwayne and I will come up with a inbox kind of old school, and you can take your paperwork and stick it in an inbox somewhere. Having said that, I really don't think that's what I want to do. Email it to us or scan it to us. Then everything will basically flow into the system. Our administrators are going to load it, and then it's going to look. So I was hoping, has anybody in here? Are you still playing around in Slunny? Have you been tinkering? You kind of stopped when we were doing the beta test stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Just to give you a quick look, and we're going to do a lot more training on this, but let me give you. This is what it's going to look like when you log on. It's going to look a little different than what I'm showing you, but generally it's going to be the same. And I need input, guys. You're going to go into the portal, and I know there hasn't been a lot of necessary reason or buy-in to go into the portal, but you will go into the portal. You're going to have a method to get to see your files. This will show everybody's files. You, of course, will only see your own files. When you get, so it'll look something like this. If you had, 100 open escrows or listings, they would all be listed. If you had 2, all you, of course, would see would be your 2. Okay. So if this is your if Valcrest is yours, you could open it up, and it's going to give you 2 pieces of information. It's going to give you an info tab, which is going to have the basic stuff, very similar to SkySlope: address, closing costs, who's the buyer, who's the seller, who's the escrow, all the rest of that sort of stuff. Very simple stuff, which, by the way, we are going to fill in for you because you guys are terrible at it, okay? On average. About 20% of you are fantastic, the rest of you are either just give me an address and nothing else, or, it's terrible. So anyway, we're going to fill all that stuff in for you. Then this is the dreaded checklist. This is the part that everybody, you either really love this part or you really hate this part. There's 57 items on the checklist. Don't panic, because there was 57 items on the SkySlope checklist. Not all of them apply, some of them are not applicable, so on and so forth, but here's your checklist. So what you guys will do, and this is a brand new file, so there's really nothing completed. It's very similar to SkySlope. It'll tell you, I need an agency disclosure, I need an RPA, I need a counteroffer, I need a trust log entry, so on and so forth. The main difference between SkySlope and this new program, which I hope you guys will like, is, who's familiar with Equator? A couple of you? This has a very similar red light, green light, yellow light system. Actually, it's not just red, green, yellow, it's white and green and yellow and green, whatever. If it's a white ball over here, it means you need it, but it's not due. This is the second thing that SkySlope is different than Loading Docs. Loading Docs actually has due dates for stuff. SkySlope didn't, still doesn't. This has due dates. So it'll tell you, hey, this is coming up, it's due in a week, this is due in 2 weeks, this is due in a month, whatever it happens to be. Or it'll tell you it's past due. So if you log on similar to Equator, and it's all red, then you have a problem, because your stuff's late. Okay? Hopefully you log on and everything is green. That means you've submitted, it's been approved, and you got nothing to worry about. And then the only thing you've got to look at is the stuff that's not due in the file. So, this is our new program. Even though we're going to be doing the uploads and download stuff, your introduction, or you're getting forced into this, so to speak, is going to happen in the form of, you've got a file that's uploaded, there's nothing in the file, you're going to get a call, or you're going to get an email, you're going to get a text. It says, hey, looks like you got something going on Main Street. We don't have any paperwork. Okay? So anyway, play around with it. I'm pretty excited about it. It seems like everybody in the room is so thrilled they're jumping out of their skin. I know this is tough stuff, but broker compliance, guys, we got to do this. We've got to do it. We got to keep straight with the BRE. Anybody got any questions? Nothing? Okay. Then I got 2 or 3 other things, and we're going to get out of here. The training portal is on there. You have a copy of the new training schedule? We have a new training schedule. We're trying something new. I'm going to be the first one to admit the schedule is off the hook, as in maybe a little too much, but that's fine. Okay, we've got a lot of new people in the office. For the next 2 months anyway, we're doing training almost every day of the week, okay? I understand that for most of you, you might want to do 1 or 2 classes a month. You don't need 4 a week, okay? However, this is the new training calendar. The difference between now and today, not only are we doing more training and more often, it's also all being done online. Hopefully everybody's getting an email that says, hey, you can log on to the webinar type stuff. You guys in Moreno Valley, if you do attend training, you're a little bit spoiled because all you got to do is walk into the conference room. But now we're basically doing webinars for all the training. And we've been doing it, we've done 2 or 3 of them so far. It actually works pretty good, okay? So some of this training is not going to be in this room, okay? Physically in this, the trainer rather will not be in this building. So if you want to attend something, you have 2 options now. If you're in the Moreno Valley office, you can go into the conference room. Maybe the trainer will be in the room, maybe not. If the trainer's there, we do business as usual. If not, you're going to be logged onto a screen, have a speakerphone in front of you, and maybe Norm. Did anybody here do the contract class yesterday? 2 of us, 3 of us, okay? That was online. That class took place in Covina. So the training that we're doing here in Moreno Valley is, you can do it anywhere. If you think it's good, but you don't want to make it, you want to stay home and watch it on your iPad, you can now do all of our training is going to basically be webinarized. And there's a lot.
Isn't that 1 o'clock today?
There's a class today at 1 o'clock on the new RPA. So if you think you need some help, and we're not doing the whole thing, we're doing segments. Training gets a little bit long, I can't do 2 hours, Lance, you're killing me. We're doing shorter bursts. Yesterday's class was only 25 minutes. Okay? New changes on the RPA. Yep. Yep. We're doing, and actually the person who's doing it is our manager named Covina, and he's a certified CAR trainer. So he's got the blessing from CAR to train the guys. There are a lot of changes. And we've done a class, we've actually done 2 classes on it in here. We'll do another one, but we'll do another one. We're doing a part of it today. But he's not doing the whole contract. That's one of the reasons, like for example, today he's just doing page 1. Next week he's going to be doing page 2. Okay? Next week he's going to do page, so we're just going to take it in bits and pieces. Yeah. Me too, actually. Well, some of these classes we were trying to video all of them. I got to talk to Stacy. I think she's getting a little bit overwhelmed with the backlog of videos that we have. But the short answer is much of what we're doing we are videoing and we're putting on the YouTube channel. Okay? But we're also repeating them. That's one of the complaints. I guess it's a complaint. Oh, Lance, I've already been through classes 3 times. It's the same old stuff. Okay, well, tell me something new you want me to train on, and I'll train on it. But we still need contracts and disclosures and whatever it happens to be. So anyway, we're playing with it so far, so good. So, but again, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Anybody going to Jumbo Loop? Me and Dennis are the only ones that see value.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
I think
You guys should go. If you don't have $400, crash the party anyway. You should go.
Can we use your name if we do that?
Sure. Yeah, you're using it. You're not going to have a badge. They're not going to let you in the room, but 90% of what you need doesn't happen in the rooms anyway. It happens in the hallways and in the lobbies and the bars. So you guys should go. It's good business. It's good business. I know it's $400, but it's good. It's good business. We all should be going. So at any rate, if you have any questions, let me know. Still the thing with the renewals, I will tell you I am recommending real estate trainers again as a licensing school. A few months ago after Libra had his problems, I kind of took them off of my list. I know, and Chris has had some challenges with them, and I think the owner of the company was a little bit of a jerk and didn't handle that very well. But I still think their training is the simplest and easiest and the best when it comes to that. So I'm overlooking the negative experience that Chris had. So at any rate, we currently have 7 agents in our, not in this office, but in all the offices, that they've allowed their license to lapse.
Wow.
And they don't have, and it didn't do it on purpose. I mean, they felt they had everything going in time, and again, when that lapses, you are done. No open business can be transacted by you. Okay? Nothing. So you are on ice until that gets done. And how fun would that be to be in escrow and just have a client or an escrow officer or somebody call you up and say, uh-oh, It'd be a little embarrassing to have your seller call you and say, we saw your license expired. Even more embarrassing to have the DRE come in. We had that happen 2 years ago. We got in some trouble. Okay, our September e-magazine is out. You guys know what it's about. If you don't know what it's about, see Ingrid, she'll get you the more information. Our buy-in rate is still pretty small. Business planning, I've been doing more and more business planning with some individual folks. It says 2014, we actually should change that to 2015. Your 2015 business plan should be in your head right now. So matter of fact, I'm going to be meeting with John and Haas a little bit later. And maybe Christina, are you going to hang around? You got to go back to Redlands. You have to go back at 11? Okay, so we're going to sit down around 11. Well, I'm going to go back to Redlands myself around noon. Maybe we can reconnect and we can talk a little bit more business planning stuff. Anyway, get your plan done. Dennis. And where's John? Did he make it or?
I don't know.
Oh, he didn't make it.
Supposed to.
Okay. You got 2 minutes, and we're going to wrap up and get out of here.
I'm done.
You're done.
Good morning.
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 This is my third sales meeting, which means I've been here about 3 months or so. And I now have a question presented by you. Am I being a pest?
Yeah, you're one of those guys we were talking about earlier.
Am I one of those guys?
No.
If I am, please let me know. I'm probably just the opposite, I would think. Some of the things I've learned, salespeople have to listen as much as they talk, right? And we don't do that very often. So a couple of things I learned. Thank you, Eric. I wanted to find out what it's like to be from the OC. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate it. I've also, through your questions, learned that many of the loan officers that are coming through here are presenting you with kind of gimmicks. I call them gimmicks. MCC, they're going to be able to help you be able to do a pre-approval with the tax roll information already put on there. I call those gimmicks. They don't really help you sell real estate, in my opinion. One of the things I found out, for example, MCC, Mortgage Credit Certificate, they usually come in there saying they have this thing, they flip your buyers into another program, and they sell them something else. And part of the reason why they're doing this is because before they may have been doing refis. Now they're trying to do purchases. Although the mechanics of doing a refi loan and a purchase loan are the same, they're not the same. Not even close. Anybody here been a lender before? Okay. Do you think a refi and a purchase is the same?
Yep, it's just
Yes.
borrowed money.
What's
It
that?
just needs an appraisal and an approval. That's
Right,
it.
The
I'm
communication.
kidding.
Do you think it's different?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, good. One of the things that we invented as a gimmick in the early 90s when I got into business was pre-approvals, pre-qualifications. And it was a quick phone call, how much do you make, how much do you owe, you're approved. That's what it was really. Since then it's evolved to full underwriting for the most part and really a pre-approval up front. And that's the only thing I do. So one of the things that's happened with the CFPB, and we all know what the CFPB stands for, right?
No.
Consumer Finance Protection Bureau. It's the watchdog of the lending industry. They actually came out with a pre-approval versus pre-qualification on their website. And I just thought I'd highlight in a little more than 2 minutes what they say. The CFPB's definition doesn't really tell the full story, but real estate professionals need to review any letter representing a buyer's ability to obtain a mortgage with great care, scrutiny, no matter what the letter is called. Things like, and I wasn't aware of this, lender's license as a mortgage broker can't issue a pre-approval letter. They're not licensed to do that. I didn't know that. That's why many lenders are saying that they're direct lenders. I call them redirect lenders. They aren't really direct lenders. They have a correspondent relationship. Some of the things it says to make sure the letter contains: the purchase price, the loan amount, the expiration date, name and address of the buyers, percentage of down payment, loan type, whether it be 30-year fixed, FHA, USDA, etc. Loan term, 30-year, 15 years, etc. Whether or not the transaction is dependent upon the sale of another property. Status of the property being sold, on the market, under agreement, etc. Contract information for loan officer and his or her nationwide mortgage licensing system number. It's the NMLS number. It should be on there. Something else. It says here, next you need to ask yourself an important question. Do you know and trust the loan officer's institution? Do not hesitate to call the loan officer and interview them on their process. Next, you need to ask yourself, you have to find out, did they use 2-year federal tax returns to qualify your client? W-2s, 1-month paycheck stubs, 2-month of asset statements, checking, savings, investment to verify the source of down payment. Did they perform a full factual tri-merge credit report? Any additional documentation needed to arise the client review? Don't take the letter from an unknown lender at face value. So these are things that you should be asking yourself. I know that when I do pre-approval letters, especially for short sales and foreclosures, the listing agent would ask me to send them additional information in addition to what I sent them. And that was the first page of the DU finding to verify that they were approved through DU. But first of all, I ran it through DU. We all know what DU is, right?
No.
Desktop underwriting. We actually ran it through, and Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, or whoever the investigator looks at it, and they've approved the scenario based on the input. And I also sent them the front page of the credit report showing that it's a tri-merge credit report and that it was showing 3 different credit scores. I blank out their address, I blank out their social security number by law. It's personally identifiable information, I don't want that. So those are the things that I do. Something else about collateral mortgage. We're the only lender I know that is dedicated to the purchase market. No other lender in existence that I'm aware of is dedicated to the purchase market. So how can I say that? You ask, right? Who's asking that?
That's me.
Okay. Number 1, I cannot do a refinance unless, I can't lock a loan in a refinance in less than 45 days. We focus on the purchase market. I can do a purchase in 10 days if I need to. I just picked up one in your office in Claremont. I'm closing in 10 days. I can't do that with a refinance. And the reason why I can do it with a purchase is because we're saying, okay, on a refinance, 45 days is the quickest we're going to close it. I cannot close a refinance loan in the last week of any month. Why? Because for some reason, loans close at the end of the month. I don't know why, but they do. I never understood that, but they do. I made my commitment to Lance in the beginning here that I'd be here for a 2-month period, at least 3 days a week, including every Saturday. I've done that. But I wanted to let you know that because I'm not here on Saturdays anymore, I still work Saturdays. I just work more efficiently because I work at home. I don't have to take the 2-hour drive back and forth to come here. So if you call me on a Saturday, I'll be available. The last thing I wanted to find out is, what can I do to earn your business?
Is Dennis wasting his time here? Or are we gonna be able to, anybody here gonna throw him a bone?
Chicken bone,
Just being
ham
blunt,
bone, I don't care.
just being blunt. You know, he's been in the office for 3 months. How many loans have you captured in Colina, or Claremont rather?
I'm on my 6th one.
He's got 6 loans out of
Not
Claremont,
Virginia, but Claremont.
Claremont, and 0 out of here. Guys, this is business. This isn't about being friendly today, okay? If we're wasting his time, if you don't want to let him know right now, that's fine. Come let me know later and say, you know, he's just not cutting. He's another Brad, or he's the opposite of Brad, but it doesn't matter. We don't love him. Our relationships are so strong, that's fine. You're not going to hurt his feelings. You're not going to hurt my feelings. We will move on. He can frankly go focus on Claremont, where they're kind of giving him a little bit more love. So, at any rate, kind of an awkward question to ask in the middle of a sales meeting, so we'll just let that one lie. But I will tell you, I bumped into this guy. I was in Claremont last Thursday night at 8 o'clock in the evening, and this guy's in there working, and I've seen him on Saturdays. He's available. He is working. So
I've seen him in here on Saturday.
I've seen him on Saturday. So throw him a bone, or you're not going to see him anymore.
Thank you.
All right. Just one last thing that Dennis was talking about before we wrap up. We did a class last week about proper ways to submit offers, and we were talking about submitting credit reports with your offer. You guys, you all should be submitting copies of your buyer's credit report with your offer.
Credit score, not credit report.
If you can get the scores, great. If you can get a copy of the report, I want you to send the report.
I won't send
If
it.
he won't give it to you,
No.
do you give it to the buyer?
Yes.
Okay, then get it from the buyer. Like we talked about in that class, calling Dennis and saying, hey, can I get I represent the buyer. He's gonna say, no, I got all sorts of privacy stuff. I'm gonna call the buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, call Dennis, tell him to send you a full copy of your credit report. Why? Because I wanna send it over to the seller, redacted and all the rest of that sort, I get it. We're not gonna send them all the personal information. We'll get the pen out, redact all the account numbers and all the rest of that sort of stuff. It's good business, especially if they've got 780 FICO scores, 800 FICO scores. Why would you not, who does primary listings in this office, or at least has had one listing in their life? If you got a pre-qualification letter that said, my buyer's credit scores are 750, as a pre-qual letter, who's got a pre-qual letter that said what their scores were? Does it impress you? No. Someone said yes. Yes for you. Who's got a copy of a credit report, an actual credit report that said the buyer's 3 scores are 798, 750, and 802? Is that more impressive than the letter? Exactly. Don't send it if it's like a 582. But if they've got good credit, he won't give you the report. Tell the buyer, call Dennis, get a copy of the report, let's redact it, send it in with your offer.
I'll send the front page that has those 3 scores, but I won't send the whole credit report.
I want the whole thing. I want the whole thing, especially if, like Steve, if it's a good report. This is a sales business. We want your business. We want your offer to look better than next. At any rate, thank you, Dennis.
Thank you.
Summer is on fire. Thank everybody that's been supporting Summer. She's opened just a tremendous amount of business just in the last couple of weeks, and she's doing a great job. So thank you very much, Summer. Property management is on fire as well. So if you're supporting them, that's fantastic. Did Ingrid just leave? Perfect time.
I'm right here.
She's right there.
No, oh, no, you're right there. Okay, I was about ready to end the meeting. However, I have a script that I have to follow here.
What do you
We
call
have
it?
2 charities that we're supporting. Make-A-Wish and Wounded Warrior. We've done almost $300. What happened here? $300 for Make-A-Wish last month and almost $400 for Wounded Warrior last month. Thank you guys very much. We probably got some more events and stuff coming up, but these are our charities, okay? Let's do what we can to support them. We have a program which is very, very simple. If you close an escrow, and at close of escrow you want to donate, you don't have to donate $100 per deal. You don't have to donate $10 per deal. If you want to do $5, anything you want to do would be fantastic. So we've been supporting both of these charities now for over a year. We're starting to get a little bit of sea legs here, we would love nothing more. I would love nothing more. Not only because it's the right thing to do, but Ingrid is just all over me about supporting these charities here a little bit. So, at any rate, we've got to make it as easy as possible. You can set it and forget it. If you want to do it now, that's great. If you want to stop doing it in December because things change, that's fine. What else am I missing with that, Ingrid?
You get a CB Heroes logo.
If you want to use the CB Heroes logo on your emails or something like that, you can do that. We kind of talked about Ingrid's recognition at the CB SoCal event in Palm Desert a couple months ago. It was kind of cool. So, what else am I missing?
We're good.
That kind of covers it? All right. Okay, guys, we'll take 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, we're 7 minutes past our deadline. Probably tired of hearing me talk. I'm tired of talking. Anybody got anything that's good for the group? Nothing? Nothing? All right. Go sell something, guys.